Might need a little bit.
Round the table, not round the square or triangle. We come to hang and have a game on Fridays as we're able. We play well here in Camelot, we are chums and fun, but Camelot. We're nice around the table, our host is formidable. He runs the strange, loves insane, but sure he's quite unstable. He's hobby mad in Camelot, but seems never to have done a lot. Label, quite incomprehensible. Blue wrenching and we have no plan but to sit and hear Dutch babble. It's a lazy time in Camelot.
I have to shake my bum a lot.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
See it, you'll love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the great meeting hall of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table, also known as my basement layout. I hope you're all well. It's Friday again. Every Friday I say the same thing over and over, but yep, people keep coming back to hear me say it. It's weird. Another week has flown by and we are gathered here again. Let me know if I'm coming through all right. I tried to double check to make sure I was on the right mic, and that seemed to be the way it works. Let's go straight into greetings, and then we'll talk about what I'm going to talk about before I start running trains. So we've got our CEO, Sir Tim of Dowd is here. We've got Sir Andre Eckert is here from near Rostock. Nice to have you here. A couple of cool videos you put up this week. Sir Scott from Valkyrie Junction, Sir Chuck Schreiber. We've got Sir Andy, the hot dog pilot. Andy, I'll ask now because you get asked anytime you pop up. Are you back this weekend, or is there still another week to go? And hopefully I will, if you are this weekend, I will be awake for it. Sir Greg from Midsummer Railway N Scale, our buddy from Melbourne. We've got Sir Andy, March West Junction. Are you back in the UK? I saw a post on Facebook, I think it was yesterday, saying it was your last day there, but I didn't know if you were going on. So are you back home, or are you still traveling? We've got Sir Mountain Man Pedro. We've got Sir Andy Dobson of Puff Candy. We got Sir Ray Central, who has arrived now. Where have you arrived? And was this the place you intended to arrive? Those are the greater philosophical questions. Sir Rayron is here. We've got Sir KJ from Roland Blue. We've got Sir Dave from Scott Rails. Thank you, sir. The N scale layout is blooming like a well-tended garden. So nice work on that. And getting the wifey poo, as we jokingly say here, getting the wifey poo involved. That's cool. We got Sir Tom of Couples is here. Our Sergeant at Arms, Sir Tom Houston, is here. Sir Jason from Fresno has just popped in. Great to have you all here. So what's going on this week? Well, in the model train world, we had a return video earlier this week from the man himself, the smile that gives and keeps on giving. Lord Owl was back. It was wonderful to see him. I will admit I was not one of the people that was staying in constant touch. I'm very bad about that. You know, just sending a, hey, how are you doing bit. So to all who did do that, now I will excuse, I was in Germany for several weeks, but I'm very bad about reaching out to people. I'm always happy when people reach out to me, but I don't know if it's part of all the messed up wiring in here, but I'm very bad about reaching out to people and checking in on them. And I saw Sir Jean Ricard was here earlier, but he's fallen off, so he may have fallen asleep again. But anyhow, so that was nice to see a video from him. Somebody else dropped a video that I hadn't seen a video from in a long time. Unfortunately, my brain does not function once the camera goes on, at least in these things. But greetings to all. Mark from Donegal Dad is going to an exhibition, a show. And so he and RG, Rob and Grace changed dates. I would have tried to pop in, but on Thursday, Kyan gave me a little break, but not in time to catch the live stream because Tuesdays and Thursdays are Kyan days. And I'm busy with him. I hate to say this because it sounds bad, but sometimes I miss the days where he would take naps. He hasn't taken a nap since he was like 2.5 years old. My daughter, same way. He doesn't take naps. He is wired, high energy, go, 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 from the minute he wakes up. He does have some days where he's very quiet, but normally he's that Energizer bunny on speed. So let's see. What else? I felt like I had a few things, but I don't make notes. I just wing it once the camera goes on. Been watching a lot of World Cup. Congratulations to the UK on making it into the quarterfinals. That was great to see. Unfortunately, I don't know who to root for tomorrow because I have jumped on the Norway bandwagon. The Norway fans, the Norwegian fans, and the team are just the funniest and coolest group in the World Cup this year. Morocco was also a lot of fun, but and Curacao, but the Norwegians and the stroke and just getting their whole block of fans doing that and getting on the drum and their epic victory the other day. These guys are just wonderful. I don't care if you're into the football or not, but they have just been a blast to watch. Graham, I cannot say I've had communication with him, but I am friends with him on Facebook, and he is apparently around because he is giving likes and comments on some people's Facebook posts. But yes, he has not posted in a long time, but Graham can lose. I don't want to say he can lose the mojo, but if that's how you want to put it, but he also has other interests. He's been building that car. And so, yeah, I hope Graham's okay, but I have noticed him active on Facebook. But yeah, it'd be nice to just get a happy catch-up video from him. Let's see, I'm just checking to make sure. Hey, Sir Eric, that's another group. We got a new video as he's rebuilding the basement. Sir Eric and Sir Willie and Sir Opa and Dame Kara. All those people up there in Wisconsin. It was nice to see a new video from you and Willie. Boy, Willie is growing up, isn't he? That's the problem when your kids, like this past week, Monday and Tuesday were my youngest two children's birthday, and youngest is kind of a misnomer because my son turned 31, and he's my baby. He's the youngest of the family. Yeah, so otherwise here, I haven't done anything getting back. I have got some home projects. Like when we got back, we were in the heat wave, 100 plus heat index every day. The first 6-7 days we were back. I did get out and work in the yard last week. And then since that heat wave broke, it's been rain. And then the rain stopped for a couple of days and we shot back up in heat. And then today we started off very hot. And then we had some really big thunderstorms last night roll through Toledo while I was sleeping. So I've got a couple of major projects that are not train related. I've got a bathroom that Joyce and I have been out shopping, trying to find certain things because she really wants me to get going on this bathroom remodel in our bedroom. And I kind of want to get going on it too, but I'm nervous about a couple of things, including the tub. And I have to find a very specific type of tub. And unfortunately, the one thing, and maybe you'll agree with me, the online shopping world has gotten too ridiculous. All right. People are shopping for things online. You should never buy online. People are buying cars online. And I'm sorry if you're one of the people that finds nothing wrong with that. But if you don't get your butt out and actively drive a car, now you could go drive a model and then buy the color and everything you want online, but at least you test drove the model. But buying a car, even buying a tub, I can't buy a tub online. I need to go in and check it. I can't buy a computer or anything online. I really need to go in, mess with it, check it, see if it just has the aesthetics I need. And I hate going into the big stores anymore, and they've got like 4 tubs on display. Oh, but we've got 36 more varieties online. Yeah, but they're not here. And I'm not worried about taking it home. I need to feel it, see if it feels sturdy enough and looks exactly right. Measurements are exactly where I need them to be, et cetera, et cetera. So it drives me crazy that more and more of these stores just have nothing online. Let me see who else just came in while I was yakking. Sir Chris from the Valleys is here. Great to have you here. Sir Lee is here from Liverpool. Good to have you. You've been lucky to avoid this heat so far in the UK. I thought you guys had a pretty good heat wave there for a while. You've had fog where you're at. Well, I get that. It is winter down there. And then I asked 2 questions and I didn't look up for either answer. All right. So anyhow, the rest of the stuff I could talk about as I get the trades go, but I do have one unannounced special. The rich get richer, I guess. I have a delivery that came in about an hour and 20 minutes ago. So I thought I'd do a live unboxing. I don't know how you guys feel about live unboxings. If it bothers people, I won't do it. If people like it, I will do it when it happens. But usually I'm not somebody who's going to get it on Tuesday and save it for Friday. If I get it on Tuesday, I'm opening it right away. This just happened to come only an hour or so before the live stream. And so I thought, I'll save it and do it on the live stream. Hello, Dominique. 42 Celsius, real feel here today. Yeah. Oh, we had some upper 40 days last week. It was, or not upper 40s, in the 40s. Well, that's how I am. It's not that people could say, oh, you're showing off, but I don't see it as showing off when somebody opens theirs. They're sharing the joy, like, hey, I watch people unbox stuff and I can be, I won't be, but I could be jealous and go, oh man, they got that. That's so cool. But normally I'm just like, oh, cool. I'll never own one, but that's cool, So we're all about that. So anyhow, now, if you missed it last week, I killed one of my locomotives. I blew the decoder, and I've actually spent the week trying to fix it. And I think the ground wire is not sitting right, and I just need to strip it back and redo it. But I've tried to set the ground wire. I put all the wires exactly where they were before. I replaced it with the same decoder. But I had to add the new wires and take out the old. And I, marked everything, knew exactly where it was going to go. And unfortunately, it hasn't worked yet. I will get it running again. It may be that I just need to have to rip all the wiring out of it and just all new wiring with a new decoder. I just hate the idea that I've wasted a decoder trying to fix it, because I custom cut the wires to fit where I wanted them to. So that's it. But anyhow, the thing is, even when I get this 231 fixed, this little old Märklin 231, I blew it out last week because, I mentioned in the live stream that it was struggling pulling that 8-car set. Those 8 Orient Express coaches are heavy. So even if I get it fixed, it will not pull my Orient Express. Even if I get it fixed, it will not pull the Orient Express. It's just not strong enough. So I went online and started looking. Now, Märklin, the loco they released to go with this particular set, well, if I want to drop $1,100 to $2,000, I can get it on eBay, but it does not exist. It was $799 when it came out, and it's only gone up in price now. So anyhow, I'm babbling. I apologize, but I always babble. But I'm not running trains that you can ignore me and do it. So I found this at a shop I have bought from occasionally. It's in Florida. It's called MMM, Macro Micro Mundi, Big Little World. And they are major European dealers of trains. Because if we're talking Florida and major dealers, it's usually something else we're talking about. But they're train dealers. For all I know, they may deal on the other stuff too. But this was released a couple of years ago by Rocco, and it was a high end and at a high price. But these guys, apparently it's been sitting in the warehouse and they wanted to get rid of it. So they had a July 4th markdown sale, and they marked it down. In fact, they took another $100 off of it after I clicked buy. But they had already marked it down over $200 and then took another $100 off of it. So I got this for pretty cheap. This is sort of the leftover money of my budget from my trip to Germany. But anyhow, so what it is, let me show you. See, I need one of those overhead cameras like so many of you have that looks down, and then it would be easier to show this. But I don't know how well this will show up with the colors, but it's a new 231, a French 231, but it's also got, I thought this was gorgeous. I'll take it out in a minute. That's a good one. So this is another French 231, and I will try to take it gently out of the plastic. I never trust myself. I'm so bad with this. But I want to take that plastic off. I'll leave, there's a little bit more of the plastic tray here, but then my big hands are in the way. But let me get these little bits of plastic wrap out of the way. I think this is gorgeous. It's a very darkish greenish black. And I think that, hey, Sir Dino and Sir Clive. Actually, I think, I know Dino was here earlier, but I may have skipped him because he wasn't on my list at the time. And Sir Chris from the Model Train Aficionado. So even though I said no more steam locomotives, my hand was forced once I got those Orient Express. But I think this will look gorgeous pulling the Orient Express if it can pull the Orient Express. Because I assume, and there's that horrible word assume, I assume that this being a Roco high-end model, that it has a superior motor in it and will have strong pulling power. I can only cross my fingers and hope. I'll find out sometime in the next week or two. But there's this bad boy. And Sir Aaron is here. Hello, hello. Sir Aaron from Aaronville. So yeah, I thought this really lit up the joint. And I know somebody's going to type it and say, Anthony, that loco never pulled the Orient Express. In your world. In my world, it pulls the Orient Express. So I just have to load it in and do all the dirty work, prime it up and everything, and then I will test it sometime in the next week or two. So hello, A Squirrel. Anyhow, long intro today. So let's just get to the trains and show what's running. I came home with the idea I wanted to run my V200 there. And then I was looking at my TEE and thought, I want to run that too. And then I thought, well, I need to run a freight, but I've been running all my different freights. So I'll go with a gondola or flatbed freight here. And they're not really flatbeds. They're gondola cars. And so all of a sudden I just said, screw it. It's sort of an era 4, early era 4 running session. So we are going to run the gorgeous TEE, put him in motion, except he's going the wrong way. Silly goose. Come on. Every now and then this thing resets the directions I set the trains when I start it up. I love that TEE. I really recently have picked up a lot of trains that I just, old era and new era, just gorgeous. All right, so now the train that was the first one I wanted to run, we'll get this guy in motion as soon as I turn the lights on. The other big news was there's a big update with Märklin Central Station 3, and I can now control all my things from the app again. Some things had been eliminated from the app, but now they're running again. Okay, so I got a steamer here. I got a class 44 pulling some empty gondolas because I really have never made any stuff for these gondolas to haul. So I really need to start looking at making some logs and some other things for this gondola to haul. And in a little while, I'll probably put a little oil in him and let him blow some steam. Hey, Sir Dwight of Curly. Did somebody say hi to Lindy and Kyan? Is my daughter and grandson here? Okay, you'll check back when Oma's on. Gotcha. Okay, well, hi, sweetheart. Son-in-law Chris. Kyan playing Minecraft. Okay, and then to complete the era, I've got this ESU 220, which I thought, what the heck, we'll run a 220 here. With some matching coaches. And then finally, I shouldn't say finally, I've got 4 more trains to go. In honor of the UK advancing into the quarterfinals of the World Cup, I am running the Flying Scotsman, or as somebody in here called it, the Flying Money Pit, but it is what it is. So we'll let this just have another steamer, because many of you do like your steamers. And I probably won't run any steamers next week. So, because I'm planning on running a very modern show next week. And in fact, I'll have another new train by this time next week if the mail system doesn't let me down, specifically FedEx. And then way in the back, I know my friend Jean Ricard likes it. Andre Eckert seems to have responded happily to it. But in the back, we have what's called a Schienenbus, a rail bus. One of the oldest models I own. This was made in 1961, I believe this version comes from. And so I'm happy to run it. And then we'll get to on the floor. Now that ESU just does not want to run very fast. So we'll crank it up a bit. It takes a little while to get it. But that was my first and only ESU locomotive. A lot of people love them, but this one has not impressed me. I like my Mahanos better than I like my ESU. And I'll speed up the, I don't want to run it too fast, but I'll speed up the Flying Scotsman a little bit. Speaking of speeding up, how's that Schienenbus doing? Is it going at a good speed? Yeah, I think it's going at a good enough speed. Yep, I think that works. Okay, and Sir Ifo is here. Hello. Well, like I said, Ifo, finding the right exact locomotive. This one says Express, and it worked in the north. I read all that, but it was the only French SNCF that ran for Märklin that I could find. And the price was too good to pass up. So in your world, you need the brown one. In my world, they needed to borrow one. And so they got this black one from the north to run to the south. It's a happy world in model trains. Let the rivet counters cringe. And now that so far so good, let's go and see what's on the floor. And again, in honor of the UK advancing further than I thought they would. To be honest, the United States team advanced further than I thought they would. Unfortunately, they then turned around and played the worst game I've seen them play in 20 years when they lost to Belgium. Boy, did they come out and look stupid. But that's all I'll say about that, because everything else would become political. Talking about looking stupid. So on the floor, we are running the Grand Speedster itself, Mallard or Mallard, depending on what part of the world you come from. The great A4, the Mallard, the train that made me love the A4. Even when I wasn't into trains, I saw pictures of the Mallard and thought, that's a cool looking locomotive. Even as a kid, pictures of the Mallard, it's like, wow, why doesn't America have locomotives like that? And I didn't know much about America. And we had locomotives, you know, streamlined and all that. I just wasn't aware of them. I was ignorant of such things. And then, of course, we got the Duchess. But as you know, the Duchess, who was just running in a little bit ago and running fine, she's a grumpy old gal and sometimes needs encourage. You know, these nobles. Hey, are you going to run? Come on, Granny, get your ass in gear. Come on. Come on, Grandma. Come on, tea and crumpets, get your butt in gear. Yeah, I tell you. Okay, that's everybody in motion. Unfortunately, England is playing Norway tomorrow, and I am really torn because I do root for the UK, except when they play Germany, and then I root for Germany. Or when they play the U.S., then I root for the U.S. The difference is I root for the American men's team, but I never expect them to win. Unlike when the women's team play, I always expect them to win. It's very shocking when they lose. And that's what several things annoyed me about the commentary during the World Cup. Like when Messi scored a goal, like Messi now the leading goal scorer in World Cup history. No, there was a woman from Brazil who has scored more World Cup goals than Messi. He was the leading men's scorer. Now, if they had said the leading scorer in the men's World Cup, it would have been fine. But nope, the World Cup, like the women don't count. And I don't care your opinion, but it's a World Cup and women play. And the U.S. has won 4 of those. The women know how to play soccer. The men don't. Hello, Sir Andrew Lohman. There's a train show in Holland Pat, New York at the fire station, July 11th and 12th. Well, so is Messi is, Neymar is, Ronaldo is, Cristiano is. I hate to have Schadenfreude, but it was kind of fun to see him. I mean, he's impressive for his age. But these guys are world-class athletes, and they drop on a dime. Even Harry Kane from, you know, I always make the joke that Harry Kane for the UK, he should never try to dribble the ball upfield. He has one job: go into the middle of the goal, you know, the penalty box, and try to draw a penalty, which he's very good at. Because I swear half his goals in his career at all levels of competition are penalty kicks. And sure enough, he got a penalty kick to help win the last game. But the one thing that drives me crazy, as somebody who played soccer or football, as the rest of the world calls it, I hate the diving. The guys that somebody touches their arm and they fall to the ground. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did I get a penalty? Oh. Did he get a yellow card? Oh my God, I'm dying. And then all of a sudden there's a breakaway and they're up and running. And what really bothers me is the referees fall for it. Every time they go down, and they even have rules for taking dives and automatic yellow card, and the refs never throw it. Oh, on the contrary, Scott, America doesn't believe Americans sound right calling soccer games, so we import the UK commentators. All our soccer commentators are from the UK, except for one American player, Alexi Lalas, and he's the last idiot that should ever be allowed to call soccer games. Anytime I catch Alexi Lalas talking or posting somewhere, I just type in 5-0 Iran, 1998. Hey, Sir Joe Rader. Uh-oh. Okay, who created the little temporary short there that everybody paused? Who's up to no good? We are off to a smooth start, knock on wood. And let's get to some other cameras now. Oh, nobody's there right now. Oh, now they are. Oh, I see. Okay. Whoops. There's the problem. I got to shut everything down. Oh, how am I going to reach that? That's what caused it. Oh. What the heck, dudes? What the heck? You came uncoupled, and I didn't catch it, and we spun around and did a naughty. Ah. All right, you know what? We'll just take you out. And now, are you still good? Sorry about that. We had a car uncouple, and then it came around and bumped into it and created a little crash. Yeah, the issue of the issue of conflicting couplers. Two different brands of couplers, so it uncoupled. Oops, nope. Well, I'm going to leave you there anyhow. Let's see how that does. See if everybody starts up okay. Yep. Just take that car off for now. Anyhow, what's going on in the chat? Hello, Sir Alan. Yeah, I get that, Scott, but I still love the sport. I love the game. And when teams are truly playing it, it's great to watch. I do like sports. I know a lot of people, especially in the train hobby world, tend not to be big sports fans, although some are. I just like all sports. Well, I should say all sports. I'm not a fan of golf. I caddied for several years at an exclusive country club here in Toledo that actually had the U.S. Open and the PGA National Championship at it a few times. But I not a fan of golf. And by saying not a fan, that's a polite way of saying I hate the sport. Sorry if that offends any Scottish viewers that take it as their national emblem. Scotland's done a lot of wonderful things, giving us golf. Well, I have a big heart and can forgive. But oh, Andy. Yeah, Andre, I really hate it. I try to get down to Märklin, but unfortunately, some of my rolling stock, they are not NEM cup, NEM sockets, and so I can't change them out. I either have to do long searches online and see if I can find where they have the right type of coupler attachment with the right type of coupler, and it's too long, so I try to work it. Spain is beating Belgium right now. Well, thank you for that, because I would be watching that game, except I got a live stream. But yeah, I've got the camera here and nobody's around. There we go. Just in time for a couple of steamers coming your way. So if you like the steamers, they're in your face right now. At Class 44. He has no problem pulling all those. But yes, I'm very excited to have this this Roco. I'm going to need this. Everybody's doing a brand new chant now. Come on, baby, buy a Roco Loco. So many there's even bodies to put in for the driver and his crew. Well, partial bodies. Oh, that sounds terrible. Even a spare set of white wall wheels. Wechselstrom. Spain not knowing. You live right in the center of the golfing world. The old George Carlin quote. Golf courses, which old George Carlin quote, which Rodney Dangerfield stole for the movie Caddyshack. Two biggest waste of land, golf courses and cemeteries. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at it much yet. Well, it's got all the wires going to the tender with the rocker bar to keep it from stretching the wires. I'm assuming the motor is in the loco itself and the decoder and everything is in the tender, although the tender seems to have a lot more weight, so maybe it is tender driven. But I thought Roco tended to do locomotive driven. Because otherwise you just have everything except wires for the lights. So I'm assuming the motor is in the, but until I take it apart, mess with it, I won't know for sure. I could look at the diagram, I suppose. Let's see what the diagram says. And while we're doing that, let's look at some new cameras. There, we'll watch that TEE fly by. Woo! Go TEE! Go TEE! One of my favorite pieces of my collection. Everybody's doing a brand new. Okay, looks like the motor is in the tender. So, yeah, it's tender driven. Ah, well, we'll see how it does. Hey, Sir Ian from King Fox. Yeah, Tom. So, and yeah, Märklin, Roco does not really change design drastically from 2-rail to 3-rail. So if their 2-rail locos tend to be tender driven, then their 3 rails will be tender driven. All they do is change the wiring and add the ski. It was cool to see the 219, Andre. Very cool. Like I said, I'm going to put up a video sometime next week because right now I'm in the middle of editing all our vacation videos to go up on Joyce's channel. But I've got all kinds of just brief rail fanning videos, and I thought maybe I'd just throw those all together and throw them as one video. I did a couple of 1-minute, 2-minute videos while I was in Germany, but I've got a bunch more I didn't share. So I think I'll just throw those all together in one 15, 20-minute video and throw it up on my channel. Just, some various both static trains. In other words, we were just walking past and, oh, there's some trains on the siding and that's cool. Or we're on a train moving past a train that's sitting there, as well as I'm on a platform watching trains go by. You're my favorite, don't tell the others. Oh, yeah, every grandparent does that. Now, I'm lucky because I only have one grandchild, so he's my favorite for now. But since that second one is due in a couple of months, 3 months, July, August, September, so due in about 3 months, then I will have two favorites. Again, Pedro, that's 100% correct. The key is the design doesn't matter if the locomotive works well. If it does what you want it to do, then where they put the motor is not a big deal. Again, some purists want it in the tender so that you can have more realistic daylight, as you said, under the boiler, the tank. Other people think that you could get a bigger, more powerful motor in the locomotive as opposed to the tender. Again, I don't have a dog in the hunt. I've had most of my two-rail steam locomotives are tender driven, and I don't think they run as well as my Märklin, where the motor is actually in the locomotive. But again, we're comparing Hornby to Märklin, and I don't want to come across as a jerk, but Hornby is not at Märklin's level. Now, Hornby's old stuff and Märklin's old stuff, to me, they all are just brilliant hard runners. Trying Hornby, and I think that's brilliant. But again, I speak from limited experience, very limited experience. All right, let's see. Where's a good place to catch some people? Nope, not there, not there. There we go. LV220 doesn't think anything of the inclines. I'm sorry, V220, V200. Incline what incline? Hello, Hermitage Road. But at the same time, Andre, I'm not a person that thinks everything was better in the past. I will say that, yes, certain, especially metal-based toys were better 50, 60 years ago than they are now. Because the metals were better. And we weren't worried about weight, and we weren't worried about a lot of other things. They were made sturdy. But on the flip side, I had one of those old locomotives when I was a kid, and it bored me to tears. It's the digital stuff that really, really took me from just having a train to remember my travels in Germany to getting huge into Märklin trains and being where I am now. It's all the digital stuff. It's the sound, it's the lights. You'd like to hope there's a happy medium. You like camera number 4? I do like camera number 4. The only issue is it doesn't get a lot of traffic. Any camera that's on the left side of my layout doesn't see trains. Like right now, big dead area, and it'll be dead for about 6 seconds. 5. Well, no, that train just went 4, 3. The TEE was the one I was counting. And then in the back, you won't see the other guy run because the TEE is going to block it. You'll see a little bit of it at the end. But I do like the shot. And so now this guy will come fast, and that guy's flying through this way. And then on the other side, the TEE is starting to go through. But I do like that. You know, in all honesty, there isn't a camera shot I don't like. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Analog doesn't bore most people who are into trains. Because let's face it, technically right now, I am running all my trains pseudo analog. I mean, they're digital with decoders, but I don't have the sound functions going, and the light functions can be done in analog or digital. So I'm not doing all the fancy digital things. The big thing is what digital allowed me to do, which is to run this many trains with one control system without having to do all the isolations and separate lines. I can still run this with one controller as opposed to having to have 3 to 6 controllers to run it all. So there is, to put it another way, Andre, I am the problem, not the trains. And that's true of any problems I have with model trains. I'm the problem, not the trains. I found analog boring. It's not that analog's boring. I found it boring. But I had no connection to trains, no reason to be into trains. It was only traveling by train in Germany for all those years with my students that all of a sudden I was like, oh, I like trains. Now can I get a cool model train somewhere to remind me of all these beautiful experiences? But I often like this view just because it's one of the times where I can get all 6 trains running in one shot across an expanse. Now, obviously, line 1, you only get a little bit. But you get close up, you get distance, you get coming, you get going away from you. It's all the different shots in one video. Not quite, KJ, but yes. Crime is the disease. I am the cure. Yo, Adrian. The problem is, anymore I see Cobra, I think G.I. Joe. No, I don't. I need to start finding some things, deciding what I want, and throw on it. Other than some old cars, maybe throw some tractors, a couple of tractors on them. You know, the ones with the pikes, maybe some loads of logs, or I could do some logs and put like chains over them. Thanks, Lee. But you know, trains do run empty too. They go and drop off everything they got to drop off, and then they got to take it back and refill. Hey, Sir Doug, Forever DC. Welcome aboard. Yes, but in a lot of places, they don't stake them, they chain them. Even in Germany, I have seen logs in the modern age where they are chained and not staked. Scott, camera 2. Which one's camera 2? Oh, the station shot. Wow, we just lost a bunch of viewers. Again, this is another shot. I should do all my cameras on the left side more. I just don't. For some reason, what I really got to do is learn how to time my train so there's always one going through that section every few seconds. But as it is, all 3 trains are now on the right side of the table. And then in about 12 seconds, we might have a train coming into view from the lower right-hand part of the camera. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, well, I said about 12. And now we get them all. So sometimes I just got to keep staring around. I know nothing about the FC1 controller, Andre. If it's not a Märklin controller, I have nothing I can say about. Well, there we go. Hello, Sir Chris from Go Via Go Home. Oh, by the way, big announcement. Big announcement. Next week, Friday, if everything works right, and this is not the train I'm expecting next week, it's one I'm picking up tomorrow, Canada will now be represented on my layout. A good friend of the channel, you know him, he's one of the Tom's Märklin layout. Tom has a Canadian train he's been trying to sell, and he contacted me and said, hey, Anthony, I really want to unload this train. It's not selling on eBay, but I'll sell it to you for cost. And so I asked how much. He gave me a number, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And there's some screwy reasons why this happened. Because had he called 2 days earlier, 3 days earlier, I would have said, nope, I can't do it. But we had a couple of things happen, and so the money to buy it from him was there. Because really, now that we're back from Germany, I had a budget, and I stayed inside that budget, but right before I left Germany, I bought a train right before I left Germany, which will be here next week sometime. I just got notification today it had been mailed out, so I assume it'll be here Wednesday or Thursday next week. But that's not the train I'm talking about. That's a train Joyce and I rode on in Germany this year, and so we bought a copy. But yes, Canada will now become the latest guy, and it's a Märklin. Actually, it's not a Märklin, it's a Roco, but it runs on the Märklin system. Hey, Sir Miller, welcome in. Well, thanks for letting me know that. I've had the very first controller I had was a Märklin Central mobile station. In fact, it's right here. I got this, And then when I got up to about 6 or 7 trains, I bought an ECOS, the ESU ECOS, which I like. And I did buy it used. It was used. But it started developing some glitches with some of my non-Märklin trains, especially my Picos. It was not liking my Pico 3 rails. Most of my Rocos were okay, but a couple of Rocos. So I finally sold it for what I paid for it. So no money lost. And I bought the Central Station 3. And since then, it's all I know is the Central Station 3. Something's got to haul the parts. Speaking of which, there's Tom's from Tom's Märklin Train Layout. So yes, Tom and I are going to meet at my local shop, Hornby's tomorrow. We're going to do lunch, and we're going to do a deal under the table where money and trains will be passed outside the view of the wives. Here you go. Here you go. Let's make this look as blatantly illegal as we can. There you go. Tom, you need to put it in a brown paper wrapper now. But I'm buying the Northlander. I'm buying a Roco Northlander. Miller, I am digital. So DCC. I'm a digital guy. Although my layout down below, because I do have 2 layouts, that's 2 rail and it's analog. That's 2 rail and it's analog. So you can see where I'm pointing. If you see in this camera up here, below this table, I have a little 4x8 layout where I run my 2-rail trains, because I picked up a few 2-rail trains over the last 3 years, especially since my trip to the UK in 2022. So 4 years now. But since then, for example, you can see there's a 2-rail Thalys right there, a Dutch train, now owned by the French TGV company. She's happy you're selling it. So she's happy for the money. She just knows we're meeting at a train shop, and that means more money could be spent. Joyce already knows more money will be spent when I go to Hornby's tomorrow. So yeah, I'm very excited. So next week is going to be sort of a high-speed train show. So it'll probably be the Northlander, the Railjets, the ICEs. I might even run my American Amtrak just to have a North American vibe. Really, I could do the 3 main tracks could all be North American, because I could do the Pico Amtrak I have, the Fantasy Amtrak, and then the Canadian, and then my actual Amtrak. Hey, Sir Josh of Cannon, how are you? Yes, I even before I was into trains a few years ago, even as a kid, and I would see pictures of the Mallard, I just thought that was a cool looking locomotive, and I didn't think locomotives were cool looking. I just thought, wow, if all locomotives were like that, like had my dad bought me a Mallard when I was 7 years old, I might have liked it and thought it was cool. But the only model train set I ever had as a kid. I got Christmas 1969, and it was a F7 Santa Fe Super Chief with war bonnet. The Santa Fe Super Chief with the war bonnet, and like 4 freight cars, 4 freight cars and a caboose. One was a flatbed that carried a couple of semi-trailers for Santa Fe trucks. And then there was a Baby Ruth car. And then there was a Santa Fe box car. And then there was another empty flatbed. I actually have the controller down here. The old Tyco controller. It's the F7 version. It's definitely not the one that looks like the Koploper from the Netherlands. I would have loved that one, but just to have a Northlander, I'm happy. We're good. You have a Blue Bonnet GP? Oh, that's cool. And then the Duchess of Sutherland here. The little spoiled Duchess herself. She just can't start up. No matter how many times I put her on the track, you have to go down there and go, please, your Royal Highness, move. Okay, she's not a Royal Highness. Please, your Highness, move. Come on, scoot, scoot, scoot. Give her a little pat on the ass. Scoot, 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 scoot. But we're running sort of a, let's say, somewhere in the early 70s, mid 70s. I don't know exactly when the Ocean Blue and Cream came in. I think it was more late 70s. So let's say mid-late 70s, where maybe some of these old express coaches that are coming around, the TEE was still running at that time. And these guys right here, I don't know why I love these tin plates. They're special to me because most of these I got from Horst in Bamberg, Germany, not from, but I got the locomotive from Herb's collection. And I just wanted to put this train together. And I think it's more the emotional behind it, the two people that led to this train being on my layout, rather than that I think the coaches are really cool looking. I do like how it's blue, and then the dining car is red, but there's still some first-class seating in it, so that part's still blue. And then the green second-class cars. But it's not a sexy express train, but it is sexy. There's just that connection to two people that were really awesome to get to know. It doesn't like to start. Yeah, the A4 Dominion of Canada. Why not? I would like a Silver Fox. And what's the other one? Quarter Flash, something like that. One of the silverish white ones. I would like one of those. That would be cool. But for both of these UK Pacifics, I really, and that was the goal. My shopping list this year was a very different shopping list because Joyce and I were supposed to be in the UK this past June. And we wound up not going to the UK because of airfare costs and housing costs. But my goal was to pick up proper sets of coaches, a proper set of matching LMS coaches where it's not the same coach 3 times like I have down here, where it's mixed eras that wouldn't have probably gone together, and a proper set of teak coaches for the Mallard. And then on top of that, if I could get a either a Lumo, I still need to get a TransPennine Class 68 locomotive and maybe a matching set of cars for that too. Yeah, I had a decent shopping list for the UK. Quicksilver, thank you, Quicksilver. That's the one. Yes, it is. It is the inner city of the 60s. Even I know that. It was the high-speed express train of its time. Along with the TEE, of course. Yeah. Keeping it a small crowd today. Oh, thank you. I'm lucky enough that I've been able to buy these trains over the last 10 years and expand this collection. I do love this VT11, the 11.5 here. I've wanted a TEE, and this is the one I wanted, and I finally was able to find it at a price I could accept and put it together. And but yeah, I do have an excessive train collection. I won't say I have too many trains, but it's a lot. You know, I got my Desiro and Volaro parked here, and my 440, the little Nordwestbahn 440, and then the short ICE 4. And I don't even know, will this one come on? Yeah. So there are 4 of my other trains parked in the other, 5 of my other trains parked in the other room. Except the camera is fighting with somebody. I don't know which camera it's fighting with, but oh, there it cleared out. But that's 2 ICE 3s and 2 rail jets, an Austrian and a Czech rail jet. And that's just what I have sitting on rails. So let's see if I can go on a tour. Where are we at? Video Ninja. Back camera. Connect. Why are you sideways? Straighten up. There we go. So way over there, you can see a lot of my steam locomotives, my 2 Rheingolds, my Orient Express, my Prussian pre-World War I train, and my Württemberger C-Class, and some great coaches. And then on the second, whoops, yeah, I'm holding this down, so now you can't see it. I'll go on the road. So first of all, behind these flags, my Märklin locomotives, and then my non-Märklin locomotives. And then my high-speed parking area, an ICE 1, ICE 2, ICE 3, and an ICE 4 in the 12-car consist. And then a bunch of my regional trains. And then my luxury steam trains, if you can still hear me. My luxury steam trains there. And then over on the other side of my layout, my herd collection. So you can see my 1 Italian train, a sleeper train down here, my TEE Rheingold with the Class 103 logo, a very rare American logo, and then all my steamers from Herb, plus some that I've added. Well, not all my steamers, but some running. My ICE 1 with the German flag line on it, which is fictional. My Lufthansa Express, and both logos go here. A bunch of my diesels that are up here are on the layout right now. And then all these spare logos up here. But that is my, and then these are all filled with rolling stock. These are all filled with rolling stock. More down there. All my UK 2-rail rolling stock is here. And then some random rolling stock and Christmas stuff is in this set here. So just all kinds of crazy things. And not only do I have multiple cameras, but I can go. There's only one problem, Supersonic. I don't have New York Hudsons. Unless that's a type of locomotive that I didn't know was called the New York Hudson. And I declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table. Hey, Supersonic YT63, you have now been knighted. Oh, yeah, the Vectrons are all over the place. And there are 10,000 liveries of the Vectron. And so everybody's going to keep making them. I have a few Vectrons, but I try, other than when I do just as a lark, where I run all my Vectrons for one live stream. Dreyfus Hudson. The name is ringing a bell, but it's not drawing up what it should be drawing up. Because that was one I got for you, wasn't it? The Dreyfus Hudson, and that was the one I bought for you. But the key is, whoops. I bumped something. What did I bump? What did I move? Oh, I hit that box. That hit the garbage can, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Dreyfus Hudson was a 464. Which guy of mine is a 464? Because my 44 is a 210, 210-0. And then I think most of my other steamers are Pacifics, 462s. But oh, I know what the New York Central did. I just don't know. I don't know American train nomenclature very well. I run European trains, and I didn't grow up with trains, so I really don't know American. I mean, I know what an F7 is. I know what an F9 is. My buddy, good buddy, Randall Ellison educates me at times, so I kind of know what a E44 is. Yeah, a 210. Yeah. So, but yeah, a Hudson is a 4. So a Hudson is a 464. I'm just trying to go through my stock and do I have any 464s? I have 210-Os. My class 50 and my class 44 are both 210-Os, and then even all my Verteberger C classes are 462s. they're Pacifics. There was a train I almost bought that was a 464. But again, I wouldn't have known that they were called Dreyfus Hudsons. I have 060s and 08. Do I have an 080? I don't think so. I think all my shunters are 060 or 060, however you want to say it. To me, they should be 060s, but everybody says O, which is a letter, not a number. The one steamer, that new Christmas loco. But I've never run it. I ran it in briefly and I didn't even pay attention to it. I just threw it on the track and ran it. I know that sounds weird, but that's how I work. I will pay more attention to it when I put it out for the Christmas show. And the 1225 Berkshire. I don't have a favorite class of locomotive. I just have styles or liveries that appeal to me, and I decide that's cool. But obviously, a very common configuration is the Pacific, even though you've got all different subclasses of Pacifics, but 462. And also, obviously, the 210 zeros are, at least in my world. But I am new into trains, although I guess after 10 years, you can't really say I'm new, but I still feel like I'm new. I don't have the history behind, and I certainly don't know American trains very well, even though I'm an American. Now, if y'all want to be blinded, especially if you're on your phones, there we go. There's a lot of cameras for you. I got into model trains in my 50s, supersonic, and it was by traveling by train in Europe. And I bought a model train as a memento of all my travels. And it was supposed to be just a little thing to stare at and remember all these great train rides I've had. And now it's this. One silly little German train. But I know a little bit about the European trains, especially the modern era. But really, I can't even say European. I know German. I know a little bit about modern German trains, and I've learned a little bit about some of the older trains. It's what piqued my interest. It's what got me into model trains, and everything I do is German. I run a 3-rail German system, the Märklin system, which is the dominant model train system in Europe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Miller. You are not kidding. It sneaks up on you. You buy something because you like it, and then all of a sudden, well, why not give it a friend? And why not make it a party? I was that way in wargaming, and it's what got me into toy collecting when I was in my 20s and 30s, and buying, repairing, and reselling old toys was a passion of mine. But I never was into model trains until I decided in 2014, I started thinking about getting a model train to have in my classroom with my students to remember our trips to Germany, and also as a teaching aid when we discussed the German transport system in level 2 and level 4. And yeah, it's an addiction. Literally, I should stop buying trains today and be happy with what I got. But there's always another one that I look at and go, oh, I want that one. And to be honest, I'm very good about telling myself no. It may not look like it, but I'm actually pretty good at telling myself no. Not as good as Joyce would like me to be. Like, do you really need an ICE3? Yes, I do. Hello, Eugene. Oh, it went through Owasso, Michigan. I know Owasso very well. Yeah, and Polar got the big screens. Yep. That's good to hear, Sir Eugene, that you're doing well. Yeah, model trains are like tribbles. Yes, Tom. The trouble with tribbles and the trouble with model trains. There's always another pretty one. And so I understand it. Now, and trust me, I have seen channels and friends not only get lots of trains, but lots of scales, which is if you got the space and you're not starving your kids, then go for it. I have forced myself to stick to HO. I will not do N scale. I won't go down. I couldn't do N scale with my hands and eyes anymore. I couldn't do N scale if I wanted to. O scale, I just can't get the selection of trains I love in O scale. And besides, if I went O scale, this room is big enough to have a basic O scale layout. But I like being able to run the 9-car ICE3 and the 12-car ICE4, which look a little odd on this long table, but it works. Ich fahr mit der Zug. Den Zug, but that's okay. Alles mit 2 Akzente bespannt. Und 2 Akzente bespannt. Yep. Ich spreche fast fleißiges Deutsch. Mein Akzent wird immer etwas schlechter, weil ich Deutsch nicht weiter lehren. Und jetzt spreche nur Deutsch in Deutschland und nicht zu Hause. I used to speak German every day. Now I only speak it when I'm in Germany, so my accent is getting worse. But I would say I speak fairly fluent social German. The minute we get into certain technical realms, then I can get lost. Hey, Ray Central. Well, if that's very rusty, then you did great. Yeah, it's der Zug, die Lok. The fun thing about German is why some things are male and some things are female. Beer usually helps. No, beer helps the listener because then they're drunk and their brain just makes sense of what I'm saying. Like, oh, you speak good German. No, you're just drunk. So you're hearing my bad German slurred, which makes it good German. But why is a door female? Why is a door female and a train is male, the rail is neuter, but the locomotive is female? It's die Lok. Ja, vielleicht. Und Deutsch? Ja, Joyce kann Deutsch verstehen. Nicht immer sprechen, aber gut verstehen. No, I don't. I don't have any Rio Grande videos. I'm weird, which is one of 20 reasons why I call myself the model train outsider. I love model trains, and when I'm in Germany, I like to look at trains, but I watch enough of my friends' YouTube channels that I don't have videos of trains. I don't buy videos of steam locomotives of the 60s and things like that. I really don't. My passion seems to have a wall. Hey, Sir Raymond Legs, I think I saw you earlier and said hello, but just in case, I'm saying hello again. Well, at least French keeps it male, female. German, it's male, female, and neuter, and there's no logic to it. The only thing that makes sense is that the word for banana is masculine in every language that does gender. Gee, I wonder why that is. No, you can't. There's a lot of things you can blame on the Romans. But apart from that, what have the Romans ever done for us? The aqueduct. Yeah, that reminds me. Next Tuesday, I got to drive. Monday, I think. No, it is Tuesday. I want to go see the big boy. On the contrary, Raymond, neuter and male can get together very well. Male and male, female and female, female, male, female and neuter. They all work together. You'll find examples everywhere. Just don't get me started on subjunctive case 2B. A nightmare 40 years of my life. Konjunktiv in German, but 2B, Konjunktiv 2B. Yeah, Germanized English, or Ami-Deutsch as we used to call it. Oh, sure, nobody's there now. There we go. Danglish? Yeah. Deutsch English, Danglish. Yep. In German, it's Danglish. In American English, we call it Ami-Deutsch. Well, I am supposed to babysit Kyan, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it on Tuesday. No, it's Thursday. I think it's Thursday. But yeah, either way, I got to figure out how I'm going to make it down there. Yeah, well, obviously, when a language becomes a dominant cultural language like English has been for the last 50 to 100 years, it's especially with the control of the movie industry, Hollywood, the music industry to a degree, although you could say that's controlled both China, the UK. But a lot of your popular music comes out of America, especially since rock and roll. English becomes a term that, you know, it's so funny. I remember when I was with my students in Germany, the very first or the second exchange program, and a German kid said Scheisse in class. He said Scheisse, and the teacher ignored it. I was like, oh, interesting, Scheisse. But another German kid said shit, and the teacher went ballistic. So apparently it's okay to say the German version of it, but the minute you said the American English version of it, or English version of it, oh, that's naughty. And I like, wait, why is it okay to say Scheisse, but it's not okay to say shit? You're talking about the same stuff. But I just found that hysterical in that situation in Germany where the teacher ignored. But then even in the German language, when I was a little kid, my three grandparents who were born and spent their childhoods in Germany pre-World War I, the word guile was considered a vulgar word. Not that it was a dirty word, it was just polite society didn't use the word guile. It wasn't a naughty word, but you didn't use it. Now, everybody in Germany, das ist geil, geil, oh, geil. Deine Lot sieht geil aus. You know, geil's everywhere. And so when I started going to Germany with students in 2003 and hearing geil, I was like, and there were some old teachers at the school that my students attended. And I asked them about this, you know, older teachers that we're talking 2003 were 50, 60 plus years old. And they would say, yeah, we always kind of cringe at it, but it's become common vernacular. Oh, hello there, Sir Darren. Welcome in. Luxembourgish, if you break it down, it's got Old Celtic, which leads into French. It's got a lot of German in it. Yeah, we're both de clos. Yeah, we accept all language here. The only thing we don't allow is politics and religion. No politics discussed, no religion discussed. Now, we may talk economics, at least as it relates to the hobby, but we try to stay on the border of we're just talking economics and not politics. Oh, well, congrats. Your granddaughter's getting married. Wow. Ein geiles Lied. Yeah, cool song. You come up with all the words that started with ST. After a few laps of 30 kids, I said, stop. Frau Okra Bluer Stack. Yeah. Stop. Which is funny because it's on their stop signs. It doesn't say halt. And which is really funny because one of the most common ways of saying stop in German is the old Aushören. Voraus! Which literally means listen up, but it's used in German to say stop. But like policemen in Germany will say halt, halten Sie. But somebody trying to chase a taxi down might yell, Voraus! 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 Yeah, but clo isn't that vulgar anymore. It's just short for the closetta. Because people used to call toilets, and they're still abbreviated that way, WC, although in some parts of Germany, even when they use WC, they spell closetta with a K. You still have that. Certain areas of Germany still spell certain words with K, where High German spells it with a C now. Just having none of the English words in the classroom. Yep. It's just it's the age of the person and even the area they grew up with. That's why my German was growing up was always so awkward, because it was, as I called it, ein gemischtes Deutsch. It was a mixed German, because my grandmother Dodge was Prussian. My grandpa Ritz was Bavarian, Rietz in Bavarian, Rietz. And his wife, Grandma Rietz, but her maiden name was Willems. She was Rhenish or Rheinish, but she was Rhenish. Well, hello, Sir Digger Evans. Nice to have you here. But there are always words and phrases in every language where I don't understand why it's considered a bad word. To be honest, I don't know why any word is considered a bad word, because we have all kinds of euphemistic terms for them. Like George Carlin said, you can say cuckoo, you could say caca, doo-doo, poo-poo, manure, fecal matter. There's 100 words, but the minute you say one four-letter word, you said a bad word. We're talking about the same stuff. Why is one word bad? Because one particular group that dominated culture considered that term too vulgar, and now it's a bad word. It's like in the UK. In America, we have the middle finger. That's rude, right? In the UK, it's the two fingers. And I know where that came from. And there's nothing dirty about it. But to this day in the UK, giving somebody this is considered just as bad as giving somebody the middle finger in America. I've even posted, signs where on UK channels where I've got people going cool with the two fingers this way. And I've had the person on that channel ask me to take it down because they were scared it might get misinterpreted as this by their UK followers. I think the only person who should be offended by a British man doing this is a Frenchman. The Amsterdam greeting. We just call it flying the bird. Vanda, how do you know something? Yes. That is as German a joke as you can get, and yet I think everybody can appreciate it. But how do you know somebody's Bavarian? They tell you. Yep. Bavarians are Bavarian first, and then their local town second, and then they're German somewhere further down the line. And the rest of Germany tends to be Bavarians. Yes, Digger, it was from the Battle of, I forget if it was Crécy or Agincourt, where after the French had charged and got massacred, and the king was trying to rally them for one more charge, and the knight said, nope, we're out of here, and left. All the British archers came out and said, you're scared of my two fingers. You're too scared of these two fingers. And from there, it turned into a flip-off. Get stuffed, as the British say. In America, we say up yours. But the middle finger insult, which is not an American creation, it's understandable because most of these hand gestures, and I used to teach this in a course until some far religious person went home and told their mommy and daddy I was showing all these horrible things in my linguistics class. But which camera do I want to go to? Nah, I hate to take off, but you know, it's because most of these insults, I can give you a quick lesson on it. Most of these insults, this because it looks like a certain male body part, so up yours. The same thing with this, and the French have it so detailed, and so do the Italians, that the way you do it, including raising a finger and wiggling, is the intensity of the insult. So somebody can do this, and that's an insult. They do this, and that's a greater insult. They do this, and it's the meanest way they could mean it. Even this old insult, the thumb to the nose, because originally it was thumb to the chin, but thumb to the nose, that is calling a man a cocksucker. This is an old Italian Roman insult that meant wipe your chin, because you had just performed a certain activity. So most of those gesture insults are vulgar sexual meanings. And yet the Brits, you know, turning the fingers around, which has no sexual innuendo to it originally, now has that sort of get stuff. Yeah, Raven. Well, it comes from the Germanic, and there's a couple of different variations, fichten or fuchen, into modern Dutch and into English that way. Just the derivation of words and the not the derivation, but over time we tend to shorten down words. Oh, when it comes to history, linguistics and stuff, yeah. Linguistical history. It's one of my degrees. Maybe he was. Yeah, the French kiss, the original French kiss, not the one we now associate. But yeah, the old French kiss, because it goes back to the old model that we still have today, the kiss of death. That was a French, back in the age of chivalry and knights, French knights, when they were fighting and felt they had the upper hand and were about to deliver the coup de grace, the final blow, they would what looked like a kiss. Originally, it was meant to be a blow, like this is the final blow. Some guys, nobody knows exactly where it came, but some thought that it was suggesting you were about to blow your last breath, but it came to look like a kiss. So in certain areas of the French culture, that blowing a kiss is still an insult. Well, Andy, I don't know. When I was in middle school, we had to learn multiple languages. We had to learn French and Spanish. And then in high school, I already knew decent amount of German, but I took German in high school. And then in college, I went into linguistics, so I had to get some Latin training, some Greek training, and some other stuff. But the thing is, the first thing any kid does, and trust me, I taught kids in foreign language for 20 some years. The first thing they do when they start a foreign language is they look up the cuss words. I'll give you two great stories about that while I change cameras here. Nope, not that camera. One that's going to show workstation cam. We'll do that one for now. If you are somebody who learned German, especially an English speaker learned German, you would get this. But I would have students that within 2 days, because I always say buy a dictionary, and the kids would buy their dictionary. And of course, all the dictionaries you could buy at the bookstores for students were abridged. In other words, all the cuss words taken out. But I would have students walking in and they'd go around and calling, and it just got predictable. They would go around saying, Azelhola, Azelhola, Azelhola. Now, you can hear just by phonetics what they were trying to call people, Azelhola. The problem is Azelhola does not mean what they looked up. They looked up the word ass and they looked up the word hole. Well, they got Azel, the animal, a donkey or an ass, and then hola, which means a hole in a wall. It can also mean a cave. Hola is a very widespread meaning word in German. So they're going around calling people a donkey cave, which I'm sure is not a nice thing to call somebody. But a hola is a hole in a larger object, like a wall, the side of a mountain, blah, blah, blah. They needed to look up, which wasn't in the book. You had to get to call that, you had to learn the word loch, L-O-C-H. Arschloch. Because arsch is the slang word for your butt, and loch is that type of hole. Arschloch. But it never failed. Every year I'd have anywhere from 3 to 7 boys, and it was always boys, that would come in the 3rd or 4th day of classes and start going, Azelhola, Azelhola. Oh, thank you, Lee. Have a good time. Yeah, at one time I could cuss people out in about 20, 25 different languages. And also understanding that in certain cultures, certain words are, you don't think of it. For example, in Arabic, one of the biggest insults you can call somebody in Arabic is to call them a dog. Just the word dog, not the B word, but to call them, the animal, a dog. You are a dog. Because in Arabic culture, the dog is one of the most even though they have them in their world, dogs to them are the lowest form of life. So to call, that's why you watch a lot of those old movies, Gunga Din and all that. They'll always have the vizier, somebody calling one of his, get away from me, you dog. Because in the Arab culture, the word for dog is one of the worst insults you can give to a man in the Arab culture, the simple word dog. The same word where you could say that's a dog in their language, where you're pointing to a dog, that's fine. But the minute you address a man with that word, them's fighting words. Yeah, no, it's not. Hey, Sir Simon, how are you? So the other one, speaking of gestures, is I learned by accident that in Brazil, this is the middle finger. The OK sign in Brazil is the middle finger. And that's because when I was 18 years old, I was working with a group called Youth for Understanding, trying to earn a scholarship so I could do a youth study program in Germany because my parents couldn't afford it, and I desperately wanted to go. So I was kissing butt with Youth for Understanding back in the late 70s so I could go over, try to win a scholarship or something like that, get in good. And somebody canceled out, and they needed somebody to go up to Detroit Airport and pick up this kid coming in from Brazil. So me and a friend drove up to the airport and picked this kid up from Brazil so that we could take him to his host family back in Toledo. And So he started talking about some stuff, and I have to do this, and I need to do this, I need to do that. And I said, yeah, fine, we'll help you. We'll take care of it when we get into Toledo. Okay, but I need to do this. And, you know, he's a little nervous and uptight. And so I finally said, I looked in the mirror and I said, it's okay. We got this. It's okay. I understand. And his eyes just rolled. And then he goes, there's no need to be rude. And I was like, I wasn't being rude. I'm telling you it was okay. That's being rude. I'm like, no, this means okay. And he goes, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, in America, this means okay. Now, later in my teacher career, students would say, no, Mr. Dodge, that's the blood sign. And I'd say, no, the blood sign is that. This is still okay. And they'd be like, you know the blood sign? Yeah, I know, old white man. And yet I know my gang lingo. All right. And so the guy, I was like, in America, this means okay. That's not what it means in Brazil. And I'm like, what does this mean in Brazil? In Brazil, this means you. And I was like, oh, no. If you're mad at somebody and you do that, do you know the American middle finger? Everybody knows that. Use that one, because if you do this, people are going to think you like them. Oh, but I learned in Brazil not to do this. But then I would do this. I would do this joke with some of my students later on. Is every now and then somebody would go, Mr. Dodge. I said, that's okay. You know what? In Brazil, you're okay. Every now and then when a student would make me mad, I would just go, you know what? In Brazil, you're okay. Oh, don't get me plebeian. Plebeian is what they called us first years at West Point. We were plebes or plebs, which is often the way it's pronounced in the UK, plebs. But yeah, we were plebeians or plebes. Yeah, I'm sure, Raymond, that's what, but I know Aussies that have made the okay sign meaning okay and not insult. But yeah, it's still, obviously it has that sexual innuendo, as somebody said. But it's just funny because most of the Western world, it means one thing. It's just like there are certain Asian cultures where this means yes. There are certain parts of China and Southeast Asia where this means yes. We're all used to doing this, but this means yes. Hey, can I buy that? Yes. Do you know how hard that is to do? How much you have to train yourself to shake your head no, but say yes? Hey, do you want to go? Yes. Because your brain has so trained yourself. No. Experiment with yourselves. Hey, Anthony Borden, how are you? Are people retracting messages? I hope not. Some people don't come here because I do occasionally drop unpleasant language, but language doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about words. You can type it, you can say it. I think we're hypocrites when it comes to words and dirty words. It's like my mother, I would say, God damn it, and my mother would yell at me for blaspheming. Stop taking the Lord's name in vain. I said, Mom, that is not what that Bible quote meant. And yes, I'm talking religion, but this is for a joke story. The Bible says, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Yes, Mom, that means saying, I swear to God, and then telling a lie, like you do all the time. My mother was a chronic liar. My mom would lie when there was no need to lie. My mom would be sitting on the couch smoking cigarettes, watching TV. Somebody would call, hey, Roxy, what you doing? Oh, I'm cleaning the house, just finished the dishes. And, well, if you're busy, I'll call back later. No, I got some time. It's like, Mom, why don't you just say I'm watching TV? Well, yeah, we all do that, Digger. Yeah. We know that one. You don't have to be Fellini to figure that one out. The Indian head wobble. All right. Good night, Efo. Take care. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. Hey, somebody's late. Your wife is deaf, so you know rude sign language, right? Well, we learned it because, yeah, I don't remember most of it, to be honest, but I had nieces that were learning sign language. We learned some sign language as kids, American Sign Language and International Sign Language. So, yeah, you try to learn some of the dirty words. Because no matter what language you study, you want to know the dirty words. It's just how we are. You just getting back from the grocery store? Huh? I thought you left 2 hours ago. Andre's getting sleepy as well. Hey, there's Randall back. Sir Randall, how are you? Oh. If only to avoid using them accidentally. And there's the case. Because there are words that are cuss words in other languages that sound like normal words in English. Or even in like German, there is a word that is used to describe it being humid, and then a derogatory word for a homosexual are very, very close in pronunciation. It is just a subtle vowel switch. Very subtle. Basically, vowel with umlaut. Yeah, she's not here yet, John. You can go back to sleep. Never fear, Joyce is here. I know. Sometimes the time to fear is when Joyce is here. You just have to go back to the video with her baseball bat to know that. You were helping him install the battery box back on his Dodge. Yeah, every now and then we Dodges need our battery box charged. Train talk 1%. No, we've been a little bit more, but I would say maybe 15-20% of the chat has been bad word talk, various other topics.
Oh, James is here.
There, have a microphone, have a mic, or have a Joyce, have an Anthony. That's even better.
Of course you do.
Dodge Charger.
Andre
right.
says he's getting sleepy, so guten Abend, Andre.
All right. Well,
I hope he's going out, but
hopefully fried
All right.
spaghetti butter.
So-
Hey, Sir
hey, Chris
James.
Northwest.
All right, let's get the camera host-wise.
Is that where I'm talking? Hi, Andy. That's not where I started. Hi, Randall. Hey there, Ray. Hi, Sean. Oh, I hope I
Rockin'
didn't
Joyce
miss
is here
anybody.
again.
So hi for anybody if I missed you. I'm trying to scroll back. They got caught out of Dusseldorf Airport, north from Wagen. I read not for hire cards. Went around 3 more times. Okay. Yeah. Hi, James. Hello, Richard. Hi, Aaronville. I've just been running, and it is just awful outside.
Oh, now, yeah. Only for hired cars, yes. Nur für Mietwagen.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's about 26 degrees Celsius outside, but the dew point is probably 25. It is just awful out there.
The dew point is
It
25?
is. Oh, probably. It's air you can
I
wear.
thought the dew point had to be like 70.
Yeah, that was Celsius. Huh?
Oh, 25 Celsius. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll get a more precise number.
Okay.
But it feels like it is. It just
Walking
just,
into a steam room.
it is air. Well, it says it's 72. You can Celsius that yourself. It's 3 degrees different.
That's about
Fahrenheit.
23 Celsius.
So it is. It's just awful. Proud of has been this skiing. Yeah, I like my skiing shirt. Oh, 27. You guys are a bit warmer. Yeah, that's hot, Raymond.
Yeah, I'd be wearing mine,
It's not
except
that
somebody washed it and then
dangerous.
dried it and it shrank.
We discussed that already. It was a lesser evil.
Well, apparently not a lesser evil.
Yeah, 85 degrees Fahrenheit and drier would be more comfortable than this is. Ugh. You don't get a trip today or tomorrow. I've worked 1 day in the last 8 days. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I sure hope you get to work.
before that, they were working you to
Yeah,
death.
it's not bad.
But yeah, unfortunately,
they were.
it's
No
seems
work
to be
is no
one or the
money.
other.
Yeah,
all or nothing, way too much or none at all.
right. If shaking my head left to right means yes, what does nodding mean? Nodding is up and down.
Well, no. We're talking about in some of
Okay.
the Chinese and Southeast Asian cultures where this
Yes.
is how they say yes. Nodding is a sign of nervousness and potential anger.
Okay. Yeah, I jumped into the conversation. I know lives. Yeah, 31 lives. Or 32 lives.
How many?
Hopefully this makes 33.
Well, I haven't even liked my own live stream yet.
Okay.
It seems to have been a small crowd today.
Yeah, for sure. They run you into the
But
ground
there
or
are
don't
people
look
watching
at all.
football and people
Yeah,
just
there's a
don't
lot
want
going on.
to see or hear me. You know.
Well, I don't know.
I'm always here, so you know,
If
I'm here
how
for
to breathe,
everyone's
I'll do my daisy.
need to be here.
I am. No, I promise when I get Kai shorts, I got on 3 pair. 2 are clearance. And yeah, hurry up and wait indeed. That's traveling.
This is the new guy.
He pretty. And he's French, yeah?
Yep, this is French.
Okay. Is he strong?
Well, I haven't done anything with him yet.
Is he heavy?
Yeah.
Good. That's a good sign. So anyway, then I stopped and filled the gas tank. And
Say what?
I stopped and filled the gas tank.
Stopped and filled the gas tank.
And then I went shopping. Did a few circles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because I forgot things. Tell you, Airville, I'm not counting them yet. My months would be
She's
11.
not counting.
Months would be 11. Less by a week or so.
Well, let's see. We're middle. Let's say we're in the middle of July.
Well,
Actually,
it's only the 10th.
that's only the 10th. So
I mean, I'll retire June 1st.
yeah.
So little less than 11 months.
Yeah, just run and put that notice in at the board as soon as you can.
Oh, I put it in right away.
Yeah, you do it before the school year.
Oh, so jump
Yeah,
on the
because it
form.
goes on the record. It goes on the record on the files, and then you can, because Sherwood tried to force me to do some of the things I was exempt from.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm retired.
Yeah.
She says, well, I haven't seen it on the docket.
Okay.
And I showed her a copy of what I sent them and a copy of the receipt. I have announced my retirement. Oh, I'm not doing OTES. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Nope.
All right, I'll have to find the form then.
So you have to go on the form, fill it
Great,
out, and
just
drop it
11
off.
salary pay packets. Technically 24.
Yeah, because she
We
gets
get paid twice a month.
bi-weekly.
Every now and then it turns into a 3-month.
Yeah, twice a year there's 3 paychecks a month.
Yeah, just for the 52 weeks. So, yeah, did I get your bag? Did you get my bag of Cheez-Its? No, although
Oh, the bus is
I really can't do Cheez-Its myself,
That
so I
bus-
don't buy them.
uncoupled and recoupled in reverse order.
I do weirdly with
So
I
I'm just
do
gonna keep
weirdly
that
with
bus
powdered
elected.
cheese.
I'm gonna change his direction now.
Some is acceptable, most is not. I can't eat cherries either. That breaks my heart. Or grapes. I love red grapes. It's just these weird things you can't eat anymore.
Ha! So there. I'm just
I
gonna
would
send you
say-
the other way. Now you're in the right order again.
Gotcha.
Damn thing.
Yeah, I always say, I mean, I'm sure it's with all jobs, with teaching. The days are long, the weeks are fast. Months are fast. And, you're just like, where did it go? Because it goes so fast. And,
Yeah.
the
I
day can
remember
take a very long
my
time.
last year, it was a sense of relief to turn in my notification of retirement at the beginning of the year because it meant there was a bunch of paperwork I didn't have to do.
Yeah.
A bunch of
oh, Andy, I
obligatory-
love them. I just can't eat them. Upsets my tummy.
but what happens is once the year gets going, you
Yeah.
really aren't thinking every day, this is my last year, this is my last year. There are certain things you do towards the end where you start going, this is the last time I'm doing this.
Yeah, I've already had a last.
This is my last Christmas break.
Yeah, for example, I love American football. And I can't wait for the season to start. But unfortunately, the season starts when the school year starts. So it's sort of a double-edged sword there. But I only have one more year I have to do that. This is my last year where I have to look forward to football and also the beginning of a school year. So, yeah, it'll be that all the way through the year. Last fun walk, last Halloween party.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be
Last
some things,
Valentine's
but
Day
otherwise,
parties.
you go day to day and just you're doing your job. I had one class that was really bad. My first semester of my last year. And I think there was once or twice where I thought, thank God I'll never have to put up with a class like this again. But I'm also thinking I could have another bad one my second semester.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know. I'm stuck with, a new kid can always move in and ruin everything. But
Yeah. So you're really not thinking.
my class does not change it this
There's
semester.
just certain things you go, last time I'm doing this. But it doesn't hit you till the end of the year as it's coming in close. And you're like, okay, this is the last time I'm doing quarter grades. This is the last time I'm doing exams, or last time I'm, I do remember, for example, in level 1, German level 1, we had all these Holger jokes, and I've been making Holger jokes for 20 some
You
years.
have been, indeed. And then they
Close.
changed your...
Well, yeah, but I kept teaching
I know,
from the
you
old
kept
book,
it.
so it was still Holger. I decided it was easier to just adapt the old textbook that still had Deutsche Marks as the money system and not euros. But when I did try to switch to the new books suck. The new videos suck.
Oh, yeah. No, the people who make curriculum material. I'm mailing it in nowadays. I don't know why. It's such a big,
That's tough to deal with.
such
Simon.
competitive. Yeah, you're way too young to have your last year at work. Yeah, it really stinks. Time to
You
start
can eat
looking.
grapes, can't you? Or grapes, one of the things you can't eat now. You can't eat grapes and Cheez-Its.
I can't eat grapes. I can't eat cherries.
Cherries.
I love to nibble on cherries and spit out the pits. Yeah, it's just the guts are weird.
Yeah,
So
because she could eat all this stuff just fine when she was younger, but as she's gotten older.
I've gotten older, all of a sudden I can't.
Yeah.
Sends me to the bathroom. So, a little TMI there, I think. So, anyway, yeah, kind of stinks. Yeah, bloody management.
Well,
indeed.
and that's the thing is, as a teacher, I had seniority and I had enough connections. My principal wanted to get rid of the German program. But what she didn't understand was I was degreed and had enough seniority in other fields that had she gotten rid of the German program, she wouldn't have gotten rid of me. I would have forced out another teacher in another department and still been there.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I had enough people fighting that they kept my German program alive. Now, they knew that as soon as I retired, they were going to axe it.
Yeah, it was gone. Hi, Miguaro? No. That's still not right. Magario. Magaro? Magaro? Oh, come on, you say it.
Magario.
Magario, thank you.
Magario. At least that's if it's Spanish. And you're the one who studied Spanish.
That's not working for my son. Yeah, that was a very long time ago.
Back when you were young and innocent.
Indeed.
Younger and more innocent.
Something like
All right,
that.
look me in the eye. Were you ever really innocent?
Yes. Sorry.
You did turn your head away.
I did turn my head, yes. I was. Generous or imagine.
Uh-oh.
Question about my productivity at
She
night.
stopped. Hang
Or
on.
26
Watch your toes.
pages and can work a quarter of that. Roughly 8.
All right, Your Majesty.
Oh,
I keep saying Majesty. You're not a Majesty. You're just a crappy piece of old nobility. Oh my God, that Duchess of Sutherland. I've worked enough. No. You will continue to roll. You will continue to do what you're supposed to do. No, I think I've done quite enough. No, you will continue to work.
your TEE's been admired.
Yes, it is. I love that TEE.
I think thank you was your first word, but
Well, I find it weird. You know, it's my TEE, but to say thank you for liking that train.
yeah, but it's
On behalf of the train, I thank you. It's
There you
probably the
go.
most appropriate.
Hi, that's fine. Got to go. A new micro SD card for the TE cameras.
I was lucky
All
enough.
right, take it easy, Canadian logistics. So we know.
All right,
his name.
Darren.
Darren, that's right. Thank you. So take it easy, Darren. Always glad
Oh,
you're here.
Aaron, I wish that were true. Too
Oh,
often, HR is
isn't-
in the pocket of the
Isn't that
bosses.
true?
HR is usually in the pocket of the bosses.
Yeah, it is.
You can only hope you've got
100%.
union reps that are strong. That's about the only time.
People are running your school and make good railroad execs, Anthony. Yeah.
They no, because they made bad school execs.
All right, why would they be good railroad execs?
Crappy attitude. No, they would make bad railroad execs, which is what you
can
deal
say
with.
thanks because
No.
you chose that train and you're showing it to us.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
I can live with that. I can live with that
Well, thank you,
explanation.
Magario.
I just run my trains and hope they don't break down. Really, no gremlins. I had one little gremlin about 40 minutes in, and the last car on my the Ocean Blue and Cream,
Oh,
it uncoupled,
okay.
and then it came around and crashed,
Yeah.
which I didn't catch because monitor.
Yeah.
So I had to shut everything down because after it crashed, one of the cars behind the locomotive fell off and was laying across the other track.
Okay.
And the 44 was going to crash into it, and I stopped it just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Okay, Simon. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
If Joyce isn't the prototype of essential, it's because you corrupted her. Huh.
Well, unfortunately, that's how the corporate world is that as long as you're a nasty person who kisses the butt of the people above you, you rise up. Like, I had a horrible principal, and they finally removed her after I retired. They removed her a couple of years ago, but they didn't remove her. They pushed her upstairs. At least she's
promoted.
Not in the school.
Yeah,
she got promoted.
Well, we all know
to an executive position that had been vacated by somebody retired.
Pardon the term, but shit rises.
Horrible,
yeah,
horrible principal.
Our son's having that problem, and it's not doing good to report her.
Yeah, because the HR is on the side of the bosses,
right?
And so now they've let it be known that he's the one that reported her, so she's coming down even harder on my son.
Right.
He did make a mistake in one of his things,
well,
but in his defense, the mistake was actually on somebody else. He just didn't catch it.
Yeah, and also he was written up for something that was not effective until 4 weeks later for putting something in a refrigerator that didn't belong in that refrigerator, even though there were many other samples of the same thing in the refrigerator. He's the one who got rid of, and he complained, you can't write me up before something goes under effect. And HR said, well, why did you do it? You shouldn't have done it. So
even though, like, there's 20 or whatever other samples of the same exact chemical, but the new rules came down and said,
they were starting July 1st.
As of July 1st, this stuff cannot be stored in this refrigerator. It has to be stored in a different environment.
Just the environments have to be separate.
Yeah, the environments have to be separate. It can't be stored in the same refrigerator where this stuff is stored. Now, it goes into effect July 1st. He's written up the first week of June for it.
Right. So it just bleh.
Even though in the refrigerator where he put the particular solution, there were literally 20 other.
He says he loves his job. He loves what he does. He loves the concept of the job they're doing and their mission statement and all that. But he hates going to work now.
Well, he hates his bosses.
It's just she's made it miserable for him. And so his job hunting.
I keep debating on a V160 to go with my V200.
It's a terrible time to hunt.
Yeah, well, my principal tried to bully me, but I don't get bullied. I got bullied as a kid. I don't get bullied as an adult.
I would say I tried hard this year too.
I told my bosses
told her where to
stick
it a few times. You're getting all the American phrases.
So when I do screw up and it's my fault, they would come down really hard on me, like, I screwed that one up.
Well,
I screwed that one up. But I'm human. We all make occasional mistakes.
We do.
But I did a hell of a lot more right in my career than the 2 or 3 things I did wrong.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I gotta look for my Zoom membership. I don't know where I put it. So, I was so clever with it last year.
Cool. But no, we don't have HR even in my job. I mean, technically there is an HR department, but they don't handle that. You go to the union.
Yeah, most of the things we're unionized.
Anything that you want to file a complaint, you go through the union.
Yeah, you do.
Unfortunately, our union was still fairly strong. Now, sometimes our union rep wasn't the strongest, but we had a couple of good.
Yeah.
It's not as strong as it should be. Not as strong as it used to be, but.
They're on fire in Brazil?
Yeah, that's right. They're okay in Brazil.
Okay in Brazil.
You remember that story?
Yeah.
That in Brazil, this means, I was driving that kid from the airport when I was a teenager. And I told him everything's okay, and he got upset.
Right. Oops.
This means okay. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. That does not mean okay.
It was okay here.
In America, this means okay. Not where I'm from. What does this mean in Brazil?
Right. Yeah.
Now you can add a smokestack to this, and it will blow
Oh,
smoke.
there you go. Another potential smoker.
Another smoker. If I could just get all my smokers to smoke at the same time.
And we'd like everybody to quit.
We want everybody to quit smoking, but my locomotives can smoke. They don't have lungs.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no kidding, Randall. That's kind of crazy.
Indeed. Well, there you go, Raymond. Now we're not talking dirty sign language. We're talking crappy job experiences. That's why anybody asks me, don't you miss teaching? No. In fact, I just friended a former student yesterday,
Okay, you can do that. Right?
Alex Tvartek.
Okay, I sort of
We took
remember
2008.
Alex. Yeah.
Well, I had the older brother, Matt, was the year before Lynn.
Okay.
Alec was
You weren't there.
Liz's group. Alex Tvartek. They were part of the group of three that were being very silly in the 2008 trip.
Right.
But his dad worked for the city as a house inspector and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we asked his dad to do us a favor once, and he didn't charge us because we took Alex to Germany.
Oh, I didn't know
Asked me if I was still teaching. Nope, I retired. Do you miss it? Nope. No, I do not miss it. So I'm ordering pizza. We're gonna have pizza, so I'm ordering it, right? Or are you ordering it?
No, it seems to work better when you do.
Yeah.
You do it online.
Yeah, I'll order online. I can let you run the trains, and I'll run up and order it, so we can just
Yeah.
wait and eat
Welcome
it.
to the railroad. It's all or nothing, huh? And right now, I think teaching's fairly secure. There is no AI robot that's going to manage students and behaviors.
2 years from now, Japan will prove you wrong. Actually, Japan's already got an AI robot teacher.
Yeah,
But it
but it's
can't
a very different culture.
It can't respond to situational things. It can respond to questions, but it doesn't have, if a kid grabs a wad paper and throws it at the thing, can't respond to it.
Right.
Not that Japanese kids in school will usually do that because that brings great shame upon your family.
So culture is very different. Good or bad, it's different. It's a little more doable that way. It's not acceptable in American culture. Pretty sure it won't work in British culture either.
My problem is to get preachy political is you got all these people that, hey, let's have robots and AI replace these people's job. And they're the first people to drive past people in an unemployment line and go, get a job, you lazy bums.
Yep.
You just eliminated our jobs, you idiot.
Yeah. What did you get on your finger?
I don't know. It looks like stain and rust, but I had been kneeling somewhere.
Okay,
So
still might come on.
Hopefully it might come out when you wash it. We have culture? Yes, everything has culture.
Oh,
Now, whether
100%.
that was one of the, that was like when
There's a train culture here, Andy.
when European people came to,
Well, that's what I was
like,
supposed
say,
to
North
do.
and South America, we had to civilize these people. We had to bring them civilization. They already had civilization.
They had a
They
civilization.
had culture.
Yeah, 100%.
Or like the people that go, you're so uncultured because you're not into the high art or the things that the high society considers
Replace
proper.
students with robots.
But if you take all your famous high-end chefs, everything they're cooking is stuff that they stole or worked up from the bottom people. Music,
Yeah,
the
typically.
waltz, stolen from the common people,
Yeah.
and then turned into
Yeah.
high culture music. I had a professor like that.
Yeah, your culture is just simply all the things that make up a group. So it's language, it's music, it's
Context clues,
colloquialism,
behaviorals, everything.
it's how you celebrate holidays or what
And
holidays
you're
you
usually
celebrate.
a member of dozens of cultures.
Clothing, and yeah, you are involved in a bunch of them. They say we are a train culture here, all of you.
We're a model train culture, and even then we have subcultures.
Oh, 100%.
You have main culture, and then you have subcultures.
That's why we're outsiders.
You can say American culture, but then is it East Coast? Is it West Coast? Is it Midwest? Is it Mid-East? Is it Northeast? Is it Upper Midwest? Is it Southern? Is it Mississippi? Is it Alabama?
Any group of people, when they are together,
any group of people that live together,
they will develop a culture.
Some level of overlapping social structure that we call culture.
That's your lesson in societies today. Is that Ian waving
I enjoyed my job, and I was damn good at my job.
Hi, Ian.
And I'm glad to have retired. Well, hello, Ian.
You put your years in.
What?
You put your years in.
I did my job. I put my years in. I earned, but you got teachers that go 40 plus years, and more power to them. But I didn't want to be that old when I retired. I liked the fact that I could retire before I was 60.
Well, yeah. Let's face it, we've never watched a movie that involved AI that ended well.
There's not a sci-fi short story. There is not any sort of literature where giving AI power ever ends well. And I think those people knew something.
Right.
Although they were talking about that on the Canadian show last night, using AI art.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
I'm like, I don't care. If it works, I'll go for it. You retired early. That's good. If you can afford it, it's great. You figure I'll work part-time at something.
Yeah, but I was fortunate that my retirement, I didn't necessarily have to, but I could go get a part-time job if I felt bored and wanted more money for trains.
Oh, anybody working outside.
But as long as I got a sugar mama.
Yep.
Ooh.
What?
Sorry, just playing with your leg.
Waiting for your rocket pad.
So you move it away, like I can't reach this.
No, I
way.
just had to scratch my leg. Good grief. Take it personally.
It's more fun. Gets you all defensive, and when you're defensive,
whatever.
I can take advantage of it. Sure.
Hey y'all, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. We just love it when you do that.
Look over there, a distraction. What's that on your phone?
What are you doing?
Nothing, dear. Nothing. Still waiting for your rocket pack.
Yeah, don't forget your helmet.
James Bond ruined it for you. Sorry.
Yeah, you're approaching 40. Come on, y'all. We knew better than that.
Where's my hoverboard?
And more people in
I'm a rocket man, burning out my fuse up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Sound brings me out like it's too time. I'm not the man who can play them at all. No. I'm a hobby man. Hobby man.
That's good, Aaron.
Wasting on his cash on model trains.
Oh, stop.
You're saying that only because you're like, I can't sing that. Stop.
Not real well, yeah.
You already did. So. You did a very awesome job with your first Elton John song.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the 6-year anniversary of the first time you ever sang for me.
Amazing.
I
believe it was in the summer.
It'll be about the time our granddaughter's born.
Okay, gotcha.
September of 2020 is, you heard me trying to sing that song. You said, honey, I'll sing.
Yeah.
And you've probably regretted that comment ever since.
No, well, it's all right.
I still sing most of them from then, but then you did Digital Caribbean Analog Guy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And from that time on, you've done most of them, although recently I've started doing more. Not more than you, but I'm doing a lot more. I went a while there where I wasn't doing any.
Yeah. Well, you're doing ones that kind of work for you.
Although well, the one that got it back was doing the Judas Priest,
Right.
where it wasn't great, but it was acceptable.
The fuse is still unburnt. Okay.
If you think I'll sit aside and let you buy that one, you're thinking like a fool. You can wait until I'm done. Out there is a train set waiting to be had. If you think I'll let it go, you're mad. You got another train coming.
I've got 2 more trains coming.
Yeah, I know.
What was that grin for? Like, you weren't there yet, right?
Oh, I'm there.
Oh.
I got another train coming.
Yeah.
In this world we're living in, we all have our desires.
That's good, Scott. Yeah, rusty.
It's not quite rusty. It's not meant to be
No, but
rusty.
it's in the
Rusty's
same-
got a little bit further
He's
back
got-
in the.
He's got a twang.
Thank
for
you,
one
thank
thing.
you. And he's got the twang. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it was never meant to be rusty. I was just trying to go as deep as I could go. And then I wanted to put the bark in it because I thought the bark would hide my being off key. Well, not off key, but being flat.
So I just went real low.
You know, if
Yeah.
anything, I kind of went to Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, until you mean Gene. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, teachers now have things that will check for AI on essays. We make them type
This
them
essay
out.
was written by AI. You have failed the course.
Yeah. But there's always that argument. You know, the technology is there. You know, is it
Well,
really bad that they're learning how to use the technology that they'll use in the future? Well,
that was, I forget the comedian.
I'd like to think they at least
Somebody
have the
talking about-
fundamentals themselves.
I think it was one of the Reagan brothers, Brian, or
Yeah.
where he was doing that. You know, people complain about, or was it Bill
Morning,
Hicks?
Mom.
Good morning, Monsville.
And what was that, honey? Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Andy.
I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, where were you going with that?
Well, I got distracted by Monsville.
You'll have to back yourself up a little bit and figure it out.
Well, I was doing the Macho Man Randy Savage
Yeah.
and getting that voice. Oh, well, it wasn't that important. I'll always rewind this and come back later.
And there are people that are there are people who are posting crap, and you can tell right away it's AI.
Oh,
But you wonder who doesn't.
Yeah, it's like-
realize it's AI.
my internet, both social media, all my social media I'm on, I'm bombarded with these ads for Tai Chi chair exercise
Oh,
because
yeah,
I'm
me
in the
too.
A. And it's all AI. The
Yeah.
guy's talking, blah, 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 AI.
Right.
That's
yeah,
like,
it's-
if it's so good, show me somebody who really does it.
right.
You know, they're showing these guys 65 years old with 6-packs and, you know, totally ripped. That's like, but they're AI.
That's awesome, Mom.
All these other ads where they're selling stuff like, the government doesn't want you to have this. Walmart's trying to prevent us from selling this.
Yeah, yeah. that's a
there's
big
the-
thing now.
There's the one that's the
Things your
air
doctor doesn't-
conditioner.
No. Yeah.
The air conditioner companies don't want you to know this. No, they want you to know this. Your piece of crap sucks.
Yeah.
I love that guy that has the YouTube channel. I can't think of his name now, but he has the YouTube channel where he takes all the stuff that they're now advertising and he buys it and shows them what crap it is.
Sorry.
This is the air conditioner that doesn't need air conditioning
gotcha.
stuff in it.
Interesting.
It's a crappy plastic fan.
Yeah, so Simon's seeing them too. Everybody is. Well, of course, they talk to me.
I mean,
you're over 60, and then it loses me because you haven't exercised in years.
Now, see,
that's not true.
The AI debate, like there are
I
people.
exercised this morning.
There are people that use AI, like Chris from Go Via Go Home was talking about that. Like he used AI to help make his thumbnail last night.
Right.
And I don't have a real problem with that.
No, I don't either.
I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, then there are people that use AI to write a song.
Yeah.
They write a song and then they use AI to write the music, and then they say, "Look at the song I wrote. You didn't write that song."
Didn't write that song. Yeah.
I had somebody that met us and talked about doing our parody songs with us, and then they said, "By the way, we do some songs too," and they've got a couple of songs on their channel, but it's AI. It's an AI voice. It's an AI music. They didn't write any of it. They didn't even write the lyrics.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say that. They gave a basic idea. Make this about
you have to.
make this about trains and use this line.
Uh-huh.
So now again, it's not much different than what I do, where I take a song somebody else has written, and all I do is change the lyrics.
Yeah.
Now I'm
That's
proud.
all right, Randall.
I am proud of the way I can craft new lyrics, but I don't say I wrote the song. I wrote the new lyrics.
Right.
Now, in some ways, it might be interesting to sit down with an AI system
I think
and
you're on
create
it, Simon.
a better animated version
It's a tool, but not
of Matt Clark.
sleeve.
But now, even though it's tedious to do what I do, when I do work on Matt Clark, and I know I started a series and haven't finished it, I just have not. Things happened back in November that I have not quite worked out. And I cannot sit down. I've been able to do a few comedy songs, but even some of the new comedy songs we've done are actually old songs that we finally just got around to recording. Like the 2 Moody Blues songs we did.
Yeah.
We wrote those songs 4 or 5 years
through
ago.
it. Yikes.
What's that?
I sure hope they're not, Russ. I hope we're smarter than that. Hope when Kai gets in a few years, it'll be well regulated.
So it's to me, there's nothing wrong with using AI to a limit, but there's a point where you're saying, "Look at this great artwork I created," but you didn't really create it. Your AI did it. But, to do a thumbnail, to animate something in your video,
Right.
I don't have a problem with that where you're using a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Because the flip side is I hire a real artist, but I have to pay them to do all this work. And, well, I can't afford to pay an artist to do that. That's why I do all my Matt Clark stuff myself.
I work with a woman who thinks AI is wonderful and uses a lot of different things with it.
And then there's our
And
daughter who is very adamantly, both our daughters are very adamantly hateful of
I
AI.
gave her my highly qualified material and said, "How would you put this through AI and see if it
Skynet
make
will
it better?"
control everything. Hey, Luma, are you late? There's no such as being late. You're either very early for
you're
next
not
week's
late.
show or you're early for the ending of this show. So, like I said, it's like anything, a little bit is fine. Too
Randall,
much
why do you think Anthony
is too much.
stopped?
Why do I think I stopped?
Yeah.
Of what?
He says he can't. He'll be glad when the season's done. Trying to create a cohesive story is a real headache.
Oh, that's right. I never did turn the lights on inside that.
Okay, Andy.
No, I have a cohesive storyline, but there's having the storyline and then there's having the jokes.
I'm sorry, I got to sneeze.
So I have a cohesive storyline. I just have not been able to sit down and write the funny parts of the story for Matt Clark in months. Some things happened both in my own life and then in our family life. And I've been in a depression for several months. I kind of come out of it,
That's
but
right,
certain things happen and throw me right back into it. It's not like every day I'm depressed, but it's enough that where if I sit down and try to take out Matt Clark and I start to write, I go, I just don't have it. I get frustrated and I just go, ugh. But there's a lot of things happening in the greater world that do personally affect me, and I just can't sit down and work on Matt Clark and get into it. I have to be into it. That's why I stopped doing yearly series, because I felt I was pressuring myself to do a yearly series. And that's why there wasn't a Christmas special last year, because I had just started the new series, so I didn't do a Christmas special. But yeah, I want to get it done. It's not something I can sit and force myself.
Ross says you are a hoot and don't change a thing.
Oh, thanks, Russ. Yeah, it's just I am. There's a lot of things that have been weighing on me for months, and
yeah, that's cute, Aaronville. You have actual intelligence.
And when I sit down to work on something, again, I've been able to craft out a couple of parody songs, but that's a one-off. I could sit down and write the lyrics in a couple of hours, modify them, change them a little bit as needed, and then talk to Joyce, and then I just got to make the video. But even so, every new parody song I put out gets fewer views. And it's not like, oh, well, it wasn't a good song or it wasn't a good video, because you'd have to watch it to decide whether it was good or bad. It's just fewer people are watching
That's funny,
them.
Ray.
But I've got like 4 or 5 songs I've kind of started, but again, I've hit sort of how do I make this funny? We did the tribute to Tim Wells.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, we released that 3.5, 4 years late, but we finally released that. Joyce sang it beautifully. But I think the audience that would have most listened to it is gone.
Yeah, has moved on.
Has moved on. So most of my new subscribers don't know who Tim Wells is.
Know who Tim was, yeah.
But we did too. But like, I don't sing it great, but I think the last one we released, I'm just a newbie in a model train club, I thought was very funny. But again, somebody would actually have to listen to it and decide whether they thought it was funny or not.
That's right.
But it didn't even get watched. About 100 people watched it, and about 25, 30 people gave it thumbs up, which is actually a good percentage for the number of watches.
Mm-hmm.
Too late to regulate AI. It's gaining too much power. Well, the problem is I don't think it's truly too late to regulate it, but you got to catch up with all it can do and decide where do you draw a line.
Right.
But unfortunately, the corporate executives that are pushing it, they do control. They control politicians. They do control certain elements of society, which makes it harder to rein in. It can be reined in, but it's going to be a much bloodier battle now.
Raymond gave you a robot head.
A robot head.
Hey, Artie made it. Hi, Artie.
Howdy, Artie. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going up and picking up a train.
Yeah.
Not going up, we're going over to pick up a train.
It's true. We're going
And
east.
then sometime next week, the 442 is coming.
Randall said if you need video clips for your parody songs. Yeah, you might in some cases.
Well, the thing
You're
is,
good at finding them. I know.
I've got tons of video clips. I don't always save them, but the video clip has to fit what I'm trying to say. So
Right.
it can't just be, hey, give me a bunch of video clips. I got to be like, there are things, for example, I'll say, I need, I'll search, need a woman yelling at a man. They'll have a man hitting a woman as one of the video
that's not good
images.
for you.
That's not what I asked for. I said, woman yelling at man. Or I get 10,000 licensed
Man.
pictures or videos.
Always a little worried about getting replaced, eh, Raymond?
Right. Dunnicle Dad is going tomorrow, so I should be able to pop into his live stream for a change. I miss Richard Brown's Trains in the Attic live streams on Wednesdays because things are coming up and I can't get my schedule around it.
Andy, is
Donegal
Australia
Dad.
dry? Is that what you're trying to say?
I miss Dunnicle Dad on Thursday, and then I did a live stream on Tuesday. And Tuesday and Thursdays are the day I have Cayenne, and I can't get on the computer and watch live streams when I have Cayenne. I used to be able to, but he doesn't take naps now.
Oh, so opposite, huh? Okay. Yeah, you're right. We haven't controlled computer hacking, and now
No,
we have that
and we could, but again, it's like the whole.
Gotcha, Andy.
We went into our bank, the new branch that's 5 miles away from
Yeah,
us.
it's not a new branch. It's just new to us.
It's a new branch for us.
Yeah, it's a little
We went in
isolated.
there. We went in there and started discussing, and they were going to put a customer involvement request or whatever she called it, where they were going to talk to me about all my upset over
the things we're not happy with. Yeah.
the things we're not happy with. But again, we had this one person. They gave their name and they gave the same address in Texas multiple times when they've attacked her account and my account. And yet our bank has done nothing. Have you sent your fraud people after these? Don't you guys have lawyers and they cost you money because you had to pay the money back to me that you gave to them. So you were out the $1,700 that they stole out of our account that
That's a little
first time.
shocking, Randall.
It's like, here's their name. Here's their address. Well, that's probably fake. Yes, but it's a place to start the investigation. But no, they can't do that. That would be time and effort.
Well, yeah.
He's going nuts currently, but Kyan is here. Uh-oh. All right. If you're new to the channel in the background, plug your ears.
Yeah.
And if
And
you're
earphone
old to this
warning.
channel, you know to plug your ears. Whoops. That was not so
There she
wrong. How did I blow that one? There you
Oh,
go.
myself. Here I am.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Kyan! Opa loves you!
Oh,
Hey,
loves you.
Kyan! Hi, Kyan!
I ran a sausage fest on Sunday.
That sounds so wrong.
It works. Really?
That
Yes, it
sounds
was.
so wrong.
Raymond.
Hey,
knows.
Kyan!
You wash
I'll see you on
occasionally.
Sunday when we're having the party.
Yeah.
Or, well, dinner, not
Yeah,
party.
really, party. Yeah.
We're just making brats or whatever. What?
Yeah.
Or I am.
Yeah. Yeah, boil them, you can grill them.
Yeah. Boil and grill them.
There's going to be potatoes.
Boil
too.
and grill them, but first you got to kill them.
Yeah. You need a way to figure out how to get your cameras to be
Rock.
to do like a slideshow. And just like a
Oh,
minute.
they have that. I just got to learn how to do the docs.
And
Yeah,
another minute,
they just slide
and
through.
another
Yeah.
minute. That'd
There's
be
a way
kind of
you
cool
can do
for
it.
people to
There's
see.
a couple of channels do it.
That'd be kind of
Ali
cool
from
to see
Wardle
different.
Road used to do it. I
Yeah.
think Dave from Scott Rails can do it. He also adds the little docs, as they're called, where like when somebody donates money, the girl comes out and does her little boogie dance, and which is why I think some of the men donate money, because they just want to see that chick in the tight black shorts dance. No, Luma, it ran in last week's live stream, so it is now sitting on my honor shelf over on the wall behind me back there.
It did all right.
It ran beautifully last week. It put on
pretty well.
Quite a show. It did an amazing job running last week. It had 6 coaches with it, 3 that light up, 3 that don't, but it worked great.
I should say, Rocky.
Already wants the Lufthansa, of course. Who wouldn't want one? Don't answer that.
You must saw that.
Well, in that case, yeah, they're look.
Oh,
we don't get
so-
things from China via FedEx, and they still come damaged. It's FedEx. It's not China. The internet is filled with videos of disgruntled FedEx workers.
What came up on your screen? Yeah, you kind of set yourself up for that one.
What's that?
Looking for a hot water dispenser for his kitchen. So he typed in Instahot. You didn't read what Randall found.
Maybe I do. It's getting to be about that time.
Yes,
So let's
it
get
is.
this guy. I should really just stop them where I want to.
Yeah.
When I want to, like, I'm going to stop the 44 here. Right next to
Yeah.
me.
What did I do?
You blew it up. That's what you did. You blew it up.
I scooted down.
And then I'll stop this guy right here.
Oh, I just
And
did
then
highlighted for some reason on the line.
whatchamacallit goes there.
From Kyan and about what he's doing in real life. Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Kyan typed in. Yeah, we never tried
Oh,
that.
Kyan's typing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Kyan's messaging, guys.
Yeah, so don't be.
That's Kyan typing and messaging. And
Yeah. Back to work after the show. Here, I fixed it. I'm crazy.
Stop you. Turn your lights off. You guys can stop. There should be one more guy. Come on, Flying Scotsman. I let you have
Good heavens,
the
I
honor of
committed
being
myself.
last one in.
He says.
Toot. Actually, I should have stopped him over there because that's where he. All right, go over there. Sorry about that. I should have stopped him when you were over there because that's where he goes. Stopping them where I got to put them in.
You say hi, laddie.
Hi, laddie.
Chris, I agree, Kyan. Oh, no worries. We're always so early for y'all.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's a rough time for most people. Like I said, I'm just amazed how many UK people we get, even continentals we get, because it's
late.
Friday evening.
Yeah.
You're out at, it's Friday. You're free. You're out, going out with
Go out
friends, going to
Friday,
the club,
yeah.
everything.
Wish you wanted
Going
to go
on.
tonight.
All right, but anyhow, we will restore, trying to get back to what we call normal here in second live stream.
Second.
So we want to thank all of you who did join us today and those who watch on review. Again, I am amazed how many people watch this after.
Mhm. We're glad you do. But
We
yeah.
probably get another 25% of views come after the live stream.
Mhm.
So it's amazing.
Yep.
But thank you for sharing some of your time with us. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm always here running trains and it's the same old thing every week. But you guys make it special, make it different.
Yep.
So I got to order dinner for us. And
Pizza tonight.
Yep. I'm in the mood for pizza. I haven't had a pizza since I've been back.
Mm-hmm.
I've had everything else, including a good steak sandwich, but not a pizza.
Johnny actually makes a lot of sense. Good job, Kyan.
Oh, so it was Danish.
Right.
I thought it looked similar. So anyhow, we want to thank you all again. And until next Friday, when we're going to be running a lot of new stuff again, including this new logo make an appearance once I put it in.
Yeah.
So until then, we're going to say Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trains. Take care, everybody.
Bye.